Hello, 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 Sean Brady. I think I did 5 hellos.
I thought you only did 3 normally, and you corrected me and said you usually do 4.
That's okay. We like hellos around here, especially for Medici MediaSpace, another podcast. Fabulous co-host, Josh Levey. Levey like a Chevy.
Chevy like the Levey.
Exactly.
Right.
And we're here talking about Marketplace. And we just came out of a fun meeting. So for those out in Facebook Live land, we are recording this for our podcast. And for those on the podcast, we're also recording this live on Facebook Live.
So thanks for having me, Sean. This is a treat to be a part of the podcast and for the Marketplace and to tell the audience where exactly within the Medici
world
we are in 3.5 walls. And what I call it, I coined it 3.5 walls because it is the reception area. And if you think of any reception area, there's wall number 1, wall number 2, wall number 3. Wall number 4 is a half wall, so it's called 3.5 walls. Could be a possible blog coming to you soon to talk about what it's like to meet and greet people in a reception area. And
but, I mean, we have the whole media space, right?
We do.
And you said this was your favorite space. Like, you wanted to do it here.
This is where I choose to hang out. I choose to hang out here next to our office manager, Jenny LaCroix.
Jenny LaCroix, you want to be on video? Okay, she's giving us a verbal hi.
And I chose this place from a co-founder, co-CEO perspective. I think it's always great to have your hand on the pulse of the business, and what better place to have a finger on the pulse than right in the reception. You get to see everybody coming through. We've installed a sign-in process where people, guests and visitors and members sign in. It's just an awesome way to meet and greet.
It's fun stuff.
It's great.
But we're here talking about Marketplace.
Marketplace. The Marketplace was, I'm assuming you have a question in there, but
well, okay, so there's one thing that I always ask everybody, and the one thing that I always ask everybody, and you may have heard this question before, but from you everybody has their different levels of expertise in certain different things. What's one thing that you could give to the audience out there from a Marketplace perspective that it could be a pet peeve of yours, it could be something that just irritates you, but you know, if people did this 1 or 2 simple things, it would not only make their lives easier for their business life, but it would also, you know, just really help their business prosper in a whole new way.
I'm going to give you 2 since you asked for 1 or 2 things, and I'm going to give you my pet peeves. From marketing perspective, the one thing that we tend to do is spend money on marketing that we can't track. And that's my biggest pet peeve, is that when we do some branding or we do a billboard advertisement or we do a commercial on TV or we produce videos like this.
Right. Where's the ROI?
Where's the ROI and what are we tracking? What's the goal of that marketing expenditure and what exactly should we be tracking? The irony of that being the number 1 pet peeve is that it goes hand in hand or counterintuitive to my second pet peeve, which is that we do way too much analyzing and not enough putting into action. And so I've been coined here as the person that says, let's put some imperfect things into action. Hopefully they're perfect, but not necessarily always perfect, but get things done, get things in action. If we're spending too much time analyzing, we used to say back in my old life, sharpening the saw versus cutting.
Right.
You can't do just one.
Right.
If you sharpen your saw the whole time, you're going to have a really sharp saw that didn't do any cutting.
Right.
And if you're cutting the whole time without taking time out and sharpening and analyzing, then you're never going to cut down a tree. It's going to be a dull thing. So
kind of goes back to the Abe Lincoln quote, right? If you give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'm going to spend 4 hours sharpening a saw, but people forget he's still using it 2 hours to cut it down.
Yes. So it's the right balance of sharpening and cutting.
So
that's
imperfect action.
Yes. Take action.
I like it. I like it a lot. So what else can people, is there one other thing that you've seen that, you know, would be another, not necessarily a pet peeve, but it's like, wow, this would just be really helpful from implementing different marketing, because we have a lot of diverse marketing strategies. I don't want to say tactics, but certainly business acumen available from a marketing standpoint.
What's top of mind for me is there's a expression called minimum viable product. And I think it's great from a product development standpoint. I think we can apply that to marketing. I think we can do minimal viable marketing plan. So take a 6-figure type of marketing budget, break it into one piece. Instead of thinking it as a marketing budget, think of it as a marketing investment. And then when you invest $1,000 into something and it works because you've reached that minimum viable marketing plan, increase it from 1,000 to 10,000, increase it from 10,000 to 100,000. The whole idea is that marketing should have a return on investment, and that we should be able to put some in, see the return, put more in, see the greater return.
Definitely entrepreneurial thinking there, because the purpose of the business is to create more life and returns to its owners.
Absolutely.
So I like that. Actually measuring marketing ROI.
Yes, measuring marketing ROI, finding the minimum viable marketing plan to just test it, and then rinse and repeat, duplicate, grow it.
I like that a lot. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I know we'll come back and we'll visit Josh many, many, many times in the future, but for now, I have to get going because I got to go get my son.
That is a wonderful thing to have nice, another off the beaten path. Like to say here at Medici, not work-life balance, but work-life integration.
Yeah.
So it's never an issue of putting down one and picking up the other. There's a nice integration approach that allows you to do everything from an entrepreneurial point of view.
And being very entrepreneurial, I'm going to go get my son, get him off the bus.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Josh.
Awesome.
Always great seeing you. And for those out there in social media land and listening to this podcast, we'll see you in social media.